Yo, what's up guys, my name is Severman and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be remaking the leads of DubVision's brand new song called Rise Again. I'll be remaking them from scratch in synth 1. I will show you every single step and then we'll be layering some Nexus guitars, and I will also show you all of the processing steps, the mixing steps, and this is basically the final result here. Let's check it out. Guys, before we start the video, I wanted to say that next week I'll be back with a brand new Severman song. If you want to support me, make sure to pre-save the song, and this will actually allow you to get access to the MP3 and the WAV files now already. So feel free to hit that pre-save link and let's dive right into the video. Okay guys, so in this piano roll, I've already recreated the melody of the song, and now I'll grab a synth 1, and first of all, we'll grab the insert preset, which gives us a basic saw wave, and now we'll be recreating the leads here from scratch. First of all, I'll play around with the decay and sustain. Like that, sounds good to me. So this changes the envelope of the sound, how it behaves over time. And now what I'll do is I will add a filter, a low pass filter here. And then we'll go down to the modulation envelope 1 section. Select cutoff A and B here. And now what we're gonna do is we'll add a little bit of this cutoff effect here. This gives the sound a little bit more movement because it adjusts the filter over time, so it doesn't just keep it static, it's changing it over time as well, which adds movement to the sound, makes it more interesting. And now I will just go ahead, activate this EQ. Maybe a little bit of distortion. And then what I'll do as well is we'll add some portamento down here. I think we have to set this to, slide down here. And now let's adjust this. Maybe not that much. Yeah, that's sounding very, very good to me already. Okay, so this will be our main layer. And now next up, I will set up a very detuned Y super saw in the second synth one. So I've just cloned this one. So what we can do, we can keep this, what we have here with the cutoff and the filter and everything. But now what we're gonna do is we turn the retrig off, set this voices to 8, and then just increase the detune. And then I'll copy this to the second oscillator, and then on here I'll add a higher octave. I think I'll bring down the A a little bit. And then I'll also increase the release here, as well as on the filter. Nice. And then I'll add a third synth 1. This will also be a super saw. What I'll do here is I will actually get rid of all the filter settings. And I'll again set up a super saw. So repeat this, turn off the retrig, voices to 8. I'll also be using the higher octave on this. And what I'm gonna do now is I'll set up a bandpass filter, because what I wanna do with this one is I wanna put the focus on the mid frequencies, and I'll also set this to 12 dB, so the curve isn't too narrow. All right, so let's play those three together. So now we have this. It's already sounding very strong. And this is without any major processing yet. So we're still at the effects on the mixer later. What I'm gonna do now is I'll add some guitars. So first I think I'll start with some laps, maybe something like this. I prefer this one here. And then I'll also layer some Nexus guitars, maybe a piano as well. Let's see what we have. In the classical folder, maybe something like this here. Turn the reverb and delay off. I think I'll use the higher octave on here. Okay, and then I'll also want a piano just to finish this off. Again, turn off the delay and the reverb. So it's like this. I'll add one more Nexus synth just to add a little bit more energy. I think this on the move preset should work here. I'll turn off the phaser on this preset and turn up all the way the cutoff and envelope. All right, now I'm sending all of them to the mixer and then into a bus channel. This will be the bus. All right, let's go through them one by one again. First, this is the main layer. I think I'll reduce the body a bit, give it a little bit more highs. And this sounds a bit sharp. Maybe a little bit more distortion. Then the second one. Clean up the mids a bit. Just cleaning up the sounds a little. The guitar, I think I'll reduce the higher mids here. Like on the guitars, those higher mids tend to sound quite harsh. Something like that. Turn down the body here. It's kind of like a repetitive process, but it's part of the process and I want to show you guys everything. Here I'll just roll off the lows a bit. Boost the highs. And then here, make it a bit softer. Okay, so now on the bus channel, first of all, we start with some low and high cut. And now I'll adjust the volumes properly. So this is definitely the main layer. I'll kind of just do this by ear. There's no real strategy here. Alright, then I'll add some sausage fat now just to bring up the volume a little bit. And then a little bit of OTT just to glue them together. And then we obviously need some reverb. You have my low cut at 800, increase the high cut a bit. Damping as well, and then the decay. I usually set it to 3.5-ish, and then I'll have it sidechained by the P controller. I set the bass to 20% here. This will make sure that the wet doesn't go above 100, which is like the default level. So now right click here, link to controller, and then select this one here, the P controller peak. And then the mapping for me, I want to set this to inverted, so it's sidechaining it. You can see. It's way too hard, so let's bring down the volume here and we can decrease the decay so it's not super fast reacting. Yeah, this is already sounding super fat in my opinion. And then next up what I'll do is I'll add a stereo enhancer, but I'll actually put that before the reverb, because else we're making the wet amount of the wet thing of the reverb too wide. Just a little bit, like 8%. And then let's do some final EQing. I feel like it's a bit harsh. Yeah, that sounds great to me. And now one more tip in order to further like spice up your leads is what you can do is you can add some pitch automation, and that's what DubVision did in the original track as well. And what I've done is I've added a little bit of like vibrato and some pitch down view thing. The thing is I'm only doing this with the main layer, the mono layer, which is the first one we created. And this way the effect also is a bit more subtle and not too too much or too obvious in the mix. Okay, one more trick I have for you guys on the Lead Boss channel is I feel like in the original track on the leads they did some multi-band stereo imaging. So before we just used this one, which is like a standard, it just affects the whole frequency spectrum of the leads. And I feel like in the original they spread out the high end even more than the lower mids. And how you can do this in FL Studio without any third-party plugins is using the patcher. And then if you right click on the presets, there should be a or never mind, how you can do this is also using a simple mid-side EQ, right? So choose this preset, now we have a side and a mid EQ, and what we're basically gonna wanna do now is go to the side EQ, which is this one here at the top, and now we basically boost the highs on the side EQ. And perhaps lower this area, and maybe boost it on the mono. Alright guys, so let's check out the result. And what I also did is I dragged in the original track here and I exported the stems. I split the stems using this FL Studio stem splitter thing. Let's check out the stem here. Again, it's not super clean, but now the result, what we did, let's check it out. If you want to have this FLP with all of the layers that we created and the effects, all you guys have to do is follow me on Instagram to download. I think that's a fair deal. And make sure to pre-save my upcoming track, Like I Love You, dropping next Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this little production tutorial. See you in the next one. Bye bye.